Greetings from Northumberland. It's Thursday and it's the 25th of March, which of course means it's the Feast of the Annunciation. You can see the icon of Mary and Jesus here alongside me. The story of the Annunciation, the story of the angel coming to Mary and calling her to be the mother of God's Son, is a powerful one, and it's particularly powerful, I think, when it's juxtaposed, as it is this year, with Passiontide. So we're concentrating on Jesus on the cross, and we're also concentrating on Mary accomplishing her part in the incarnation. We have these two cycles, the birth, the incarnation cycle, and the cycle of Easter, the death and resurrection of Christ, side by side, as these two icons are side by side. And of course they are all about God's involvement with us. I was listening to something yesterday about the way in which, in the Celtic church there's this tradition of encircling ourselves with God's protection and God's power, and the power of the light of Christ over darkness, and the power of the victory of Christ on the cross over sin and death. And these themes are very important, because Mary saying yes to the angel, saying yes to God, means that all of this is accomplished. God's engagement with humanity in coming and living and sharing our life, and so enabling the victory over sin and death, and the conquering of evil, is at the heart of our Christian message. We need to remember that the message of Christ, the birth of Christ, light coming to shine in the darkness, and the victory of Christ on the cross, which we will be celebrating in a week's time, are completely bound together. Because this Christ event is about God sharing our life, overcoming death, and opening for us a way to new life with protection, with peace, and with blessing day by day. That's why we begin the day with a prayer. We begin the day by saying, God, come to our lives. God, help us to live our lives with you. Mary said yes to God, and that's the other important thing I want to emphasize. Her fiat, her yes, let it be to me, according to your word, is, if you like, the height of a human response. And through that she synergizes, she cooperates with God and produces the fruit of her womb, produces Jesus for us and for the whole world. And we can do the same. We can say yes to God today in so many ways. And in saying yes to God, we can produce fruit in our lives. As the Pope said yesterday, Mary is a mother to Christians, a mother to the church. She is at the height of what human beings can achieve. And what she does, we can do too, by saying yes to God in our lives. And so birth and death and resurrection all go together, achieving for us the action of God's love in our lives and in our world. May God bless us all.